Firefly. Oh no.
Hello and welcome to the Dirty Gaming Podcast. My name's Cameron, joined by Cameron. How are you, Cameron?
Okay, I'm good.
Fabulous. With special guest Happy. How are we, Happy? Brilliant. And we're here, we're having a lovely wee day, and we've decided we're going to talk about a lovely wee topic that we spotted on YouTube a while back. We are big fans of Zero Punctuation and Yahtzee Croshaw in general, and he prepositioned a question which was, has gaming peaked? Which I think is an interesting talking point in general. Fascinating idea and theology on it, so we're going to throw our 2 cents in there. Nice and simple. So Cameron, in a flat yes or no question, has gaming peaked?
I guess yes and no would be the obvious answer. Depends on what you mean.
Yeah. So I think for a short answer, if you're going for a short answer, I'd say no. Gaming's not peaked.
Yeah, no, not.
As a medium, nothing really peaks.
Well, you can't tell if it's going to peak. It could have.
Yeah.
But we don't know what the future holds. Oh, they need to. Oh, fuck's sake. It's going to fall.
Oh, no.
We don't know what the future holds. So,
Yeah.
it actually could have peaked. For all we know. But. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, no. But in terms of. I think if you ask about the AAA gaming industry, I think it has peaked. I think it has peaked.
Yeah.
Has it peaked? Oh, I don't know. It could go back up
Yeah.
and peak higher. But this is a stupid question. No, not a stupid question. Stupid answer. I think if you were to say, if we're taking from now, has it peaked? Yeah, it peaked ages ago.
Yeah.
The innovation and whatnot has disappeared.
Yeah, especially from the AAA sector in general. And indie games constantly.
But that's why I was like, well, no. If you talk about indie
Yeah.
games, well, no. That's why I was like, oh, yes and no.
But then again, if you think of AA games as kind of indie games back in the PS2 era and kind of stuff like that, AA
Yeah, what were
small
indie
things
games
were
before
technically indie games. Like Doom is an indie game.
Yeah, but then hasn't indie game scene been a thing since the dawn of time?
Well, since people have been creating games, yes.
Yeah.
But the AAA scene technically wasn't a scene until more recently.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
think about it,
yeah.
yeah. So all gaming
Well, wasn't a
initially
thing
was
till-
indie.
Yeah, when the fuck did indie game become a thing?
Well, think back to the ZX Spectrum. I think that's only really a console in the UK. So the Spectrum line and a couple of other ones, from my dad's era,
Okay.
well before we were thinking cassette tapes and stuff like that. That was 2 guys building a game over a course of 3 months, if that, or
Right.
one guy focusing on things, and that was that was the norm. That indie gaming technically wouldn't have been a thing until big groups became part of it. So maybe PlayStation 1 era. Nintendo NES, maybe as we actually no.
Well, but that's when
Nintendo's
you gotta
constantly
leave consoles. Surely, if we're talking about indie games, where someone makes a game and puts it out on the PC.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's the only source of indie game. Think back to
But
the
it would have.
Xbox indie.
But that's what I'm saying. It
indies.
would have had to be where it started.
I'm thinking back to
Someone made a game and put it on there,
Yeah,
and it's it's not a publisher. It's not a thing. I made a game. It's now a thing.
yeah. So Doom would probably be the first start of that.
That's what I'm saying. So
Or
surely
Pong.
something like that. Well, not. Wow, but that's what I mean. There has to be a scene first for there to be an indie first. So
Yeah.
it can't be Pong because that's
Yeah.
the beginning.
Because that's beginning. Yeah,
Whereas I think Doom might be a good
Doom is probably
shout where it's there is games, and then someone made this thing down here.
And everyone
Like
fucking
Quake,
loved it.
right? Quake Underground and shit like
Quake was by the guys that did Doom, so they'd become a developer by that point.
that.
So I don't think Quake would count.
I'm not sure either. But yeah,
But obviously
it's
it's still a small team kind of.
that's what. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to figure out when exactly it would have. I'm like, it surely didn't start on the consoles.
But again, at the same time, I'm thinking ZX Spectrum, that kind of stuff was UK wide at best.
Yeah.
Not a lot of the stuff would have went overseas there. So that would be an indie gaming console market, because that was happening right about the same time that the NES was about.
Yeah.
So then they're we're getting on this shit, and created their own scene within the UK. So I'm imagining different countries had their own
Maybe they had
gaming
their,
indie
yeah,
scene
because
at different points.
the world's become so together
Homogenised, yeah,
together at this point. So indie gaming might just look different
yeah,
for what it looked like today.
yeah,
So I don't know.
100%.
Probably should have looked.
Because
into
I was
that
thinking
before
about
we got here.
the 360 as well.
Yeah, it had-
it had a whole indie section, because it was the live arcade, which was AA kind of games,
Yeah,
but we're still technically indie, I think, at some points.
I think so.
Limbo was an indie game, but that came out on the Xbox Live Arcade and not on the Xbox Indies. Whereas ZP2K9, ZP2KX, Dishwasher Dead Samurai, I made a game with zombies in it.
Yeah, I do think these are all
those were all
at least indie-ish.
Yeah, no, but they came out on the indie section of the
Xbox Live. Yeah.
Which I just love, like, scrolling through that and seeing. I remember people have went crazy about this game that's like, it's showing what a blind person would play. Like, there's no graphics or anything like that, and like it's a game on the Xbox One X, I think. Lewis was showing me the reviews for it, and they're like, "I'm not blind. Why am I playing this game?" it's just a black screen, and you hear talking, and like you have gameplay somehow. I don't know how it works. But it reminded me of an indie game that I played, which was like The Deep Dark. You're in a place where you cannot see. You're moving around, you just hear footsteps, and you hear someone talking to you. And that was like this mad indie game that I was like, I am curious by this concept.
Oh, that's cool.
But in terms of like AAA gaming peaked, what's quite interesting is they are constantly chasing trends, which is
but that's
but that's the
business. I was gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. It's business related. Like big committee based games are, because they're constantly chasing the trends. They're not really trend setting like they used to.
Well, it takes a trend setter, and then everyone tries to copy that
but
thing.
Like in PlayStation 2 times, for instance, they were taking far more risks with the games that they put out.
Yeah.
Like, as like full on like AAA publishers.
Oh yeah.
They were constantly like, okay, there's no real trend to follow, so let's throw out what sticks. Like for instance, the Ubisoft game these days.
We surely didn't have that back then.
No.
Where we had
because they were putting out Splinter Cell, Rayman.
Well, they were trying to fit with. They've evolved past arcade games.
Yeah.
Right? From PS1 to PS2, obviously. And NES and shit like that. So, like, the whole idea of lives being carried over from arcades.
Yeah.
Which
is just silly.
Yeah. But we've carried on some things, and I think we've gotten to the point now where we're in. It's not quite like lives for arcades, but it's like, there has to be this way because of X, right? So now we've gotten through 1, 2, 3. And then at some point we started to have like the formulas are now settled. Like, this is how you make this, and this is how you make that. And now we're here.
Generate the most money, and that's what happened with Hollywood back in like the late 80s, early 90s.
I don't know.
Is
that what happened?
Yeah. So they started creating these big budget films, and I think Ben-Hur was like the big flop that people were mad about because like they put so much money into it. There's so many extras on screen. There's so much.
Oh, okay. Too much money.
And too much spectacle, and they're like, this will generate money because it's this big action epic, and people want those. And then auteur-driven films started to come out, like Seven and Memento and bits and pieces like that, and people were going to see those more because they were too used to. Well, anyway, so a gaming market crash is probably going to happen soon with all like the same stuff being put out all the time, and hopefully from that they'll start going into more auteur-driven stuff, which would be lovely.
It's hard to tell if something's gonna crash because people are still buying the stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, everything. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you would crash this kind of market because it's so big and accessible.
But
but no, because you have to pay a lot of money to make it.
You have to put a lot of money into it, and like especially within the AAA sphere, if something doesn't make millions more than they put into it, it's considered a flop.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. I'd like to know how many games failed. Like recently, out of the big ones.
The big ones, obviously, Anthem.
Yeah, that was a big fail.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
Cyberpunk.
Avengers. Cyberpunk made a shit ton of money.
I was wanting to say that it was a failure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
it's just funny because I think a couple of the developers tweeted like, the launch wasn't that bad.
Yeah, not financially.
Like, no.
They said, I just see something like that. I saw a thing going on with them being stupid, saying something like that. Yeah, shit. Oh, I can't remember. I should pay attention to it. Because I still think they're kind of fucking it up.
I'm still salty about having to pay for that DLC. I'm not going to pay for the DLC, but like.
Yeah, I know, because I would like to play Cyberpunk again.
Lewis has started up a wee game and he's enjoying it.
It's not a terrible game.
Yeah.
It's no
overpromised, underdelivered, and fucked up.
Oh well, yeah, the actual game, yeah. But I'm like when I was playing the game, it was okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it was
because it's quite Human Revolution-y kind of Deus Ex Human Revolution kind of.
I never really played those games, so I can't.
I only played the first one of the remakes.
I didn't play the. I think I played like one bit. I don't like. I didn't like it while I was playing it. It felt something.
I like picking up a refrigerator and chucking it at a dude. That was fun.
Well, I found the actual Cyberpunk game to be okay.
Yeah.
The story was interesting. There was a lot of good story moments that were like, oh, this is intense. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is good. This is cool. But the actual gameplay was like, shoot the guy, do the thing, and then you don't. I don't sink deeply into the RPG building stuff.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure how good the builds and shit can be. I just shot people. Did I hit anyone? No, I did. Yeah, I don't know. I just found it kind of strange, and it wasn't very well put together. And it felt big, kind of empty. But anyway, I was excited for the DLC and excited for them to be like, we fixed it, a bunch of it. But then they were like, oh, 25 quid though.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Well, no, probably not. It's like you've got a lot of fanfare to get back.
Yeah.
And also you made a lot of money at the beginning.
Yeah. A lot of redemption needs done, and you're not willing to take the steps.
Yeah. Well, there they are. People don't seem to care.
Yeah.
Like, was it Fallout 76 has mostly positive on Steam?
Does it actually?
Yeah, it still has mostly positive. Like, people just forgot.
Yeah, one of my colleagues at work was telling me about how they were playing it recently, and I was like, really?
I tried it.
Like, yeah, I'm actually, because they loved Fallout 4.
Yeah. I enjoyed Fallout 4 as well. But I tried this one, and it was just a bit shit.
Just jank.
Yeah, but kind of Bethesda jank. But it was also, I don't know.
I can't believe
It's a
they
bit of a
tried to
mess.
work VATS into.
That's okay. That doesn't work horribly. Because you just do the thing. It's like activating critical hit.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like you're doing the fighting, and you just go, oh, I can do a big damage here, and you go,
Yeah.
and then you come out of it. Like it just feels like you're doing a critical hit special move.
Okay. But they could have just turned it into a critical hit special move, and supposed to like all the footage I've seen of the VATS in
76?
in use. It's just the idea of like seeing the percentage go up and then down and then up and down and then pressing.
As it goes like that.
As they're moving and stuff like
you
that.
don't. You just go click, 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 and like you don't try and do the thing.
I just hate the idea of like going to do it, and I've got like 100% shot on this headshot, and then like they move just
exactly
the trigger, and then it goes down to 0.
Exactly. That's why you just click and shoot.
Click and go.
Click and shoot, and then you
Hope
just
for the best.
Yeah. But no, their integration of NPCs was weird, where you've like let you leave the vault, and there's people outside.
Yeah.
But I was like, I thought I was supposed to be the first one out of the vault, but I'm not the first one outside the vault. Like I thought we were the pioneers.
Yeah.
And you get outside, there's NPCs waiting for you.
But I think that was the big issue, was when they released it, they didn't release it with NPCs.
Yeah, I know.
So then it was,
But
people found that a bit too.
That's what I'm getting at. They were like, here's our pioneering thing, and then when you play the game now, you come out as a pioneer, and there's people. So you're like, wait, why is there people?
The story of the
I think it kind of fucked with it, but I might be not sure if that's right, or paying attention probably. But no, the game was okay. It's very okay, but I didn't get through it enough to really go, this is good or this is bad.
Yeah.
Apart from the mess of it was at the beginning. But again, Cyberpunk kind of sailed the same way. But people forget. People don't care.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm getting at. Where you're like, oh, there's going to be a crash. I'm like, I kind of think so too with the cost of living and the cost of making a game just going up and up and up and up. Like no one's going to have any money to make games anymore if we keep striving for this fidelity thing. This, but people don't care as well. People quickly forget the internet. We quickly forget the crimes that were done to us quite fast. Like Cyberpunk, everyone kind of. I think it's.
And I think that was a big fear when the internet was coming up, was because like obviously they knew that's been a thing forever. Like people forget quickly, regardless. So like celebrities could get away with murder and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, the internet's coming out. It's going to be there
going
forever.
To be worse.
And it is going to be there forever. But people forget.
People forget. Or just don't
care. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, because there's lots of games. Steam's rating thing is kind of weird. Sometimes it's like Subnautica's overwhelmingly positive, and you're like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Same with Kenshi and a couple of other games.
Kenchi's
And then
Project
sometimes,
Zomboid.
I think that's actually vary. But sometimes games come out and they're like, £3 and overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
And then it kind of changes your expectation, where you're like, oh, it's probably just a really good at what it's done, not
Yeah.
necessarily an amazing game like Subnautica is like an
like
amazing
Vampire
game.
Survivors and
Shit like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got these crazy ones that are like Cyberpunk and Fallout 76, and they're just like really positive. So
Yeah.
people don't really. I think I never played it though. I thought I saw Resident Evil Village was overwhelmingly positive, I think, and I was like, I don't believe that. Like I've not played it, but I don't believe you. Like I don't.
I think that'll
know.
be fans of the series
Like it,
and stuff
I
like
think
that.
so, but it didn't like if we're comparing it to something like Subnautica and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Games that, but this is a scaling system obviously. Games that completely changed shit and did shit really well And then there was Village, which nobody's talking about now. So I was like, how can... No, I don't believe you. Like, I don't believe it's 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Is that what overall positive is?
I think it's
I
probably
think it's 90...
I think,
no, I think it's above 90... something percent, like 94% above that.
Okay.
You hit overwhelming positive.
So 9.4 to 9.
It's like as close to fucking good as you can. That's why it's hard to get.
Is there a perfect score for...
I think it's still overwhelming positive.
Overwhelming positive?
Yeah. But you'd have to have no one trolling.
Yeah.
You'd have to have
that'd be impressive.
You'd have to have, yeah.
I'm going to be the first negative review on this game. Yeah.
But I think it doesn't give you a score like that if you don't get over a certain amount. So I've seen games that just have it's positive review, but it's like 37 reviews. Yeah. So it's like not that many. So I'm not sure.
So it can't go past a certain point. Yeah.
Maybe something like that.
So it'll go to very positive out of X amount of reviews. And blah, blah,
I think something like that. Yeah, some crazy math. I'm not sure. But the question, this game peaked. I'm like, I think the industry has at the moment the actual AAA one.
Yeah.
Like we said, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
But the end is something cool could come out like tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, like something new, fresh, and innovative. Wait, it did. The Battle Bit, the thing I was telling you about. Battle Bit Remastered, which is like Roblox.
Oh.
It's like Roblox, but it's Battlefield, basically.
Oh,
it's like 200 something server. So there's like 100 something people on each side.
Yeah.
It's Battlefield. You land, some people drive cars, some people don't, some people drive tanks. But it's like, like little block people running. And they've literally stolen, in a good way, all of the marketing for Battlefield. Like if you like click more on Steam and scroll down, I can't explain it to you. It's like it's literally just Battlefield 2042 but done properly.
Okay.
And they have weapon attachments, they have classes, they have the whole and
it's all in the Roblox
kind of like I think it's not literally Roblox, but it looks like Roblox. It's the best kind of visual
indicator.
Visual thing I can put into your head.
Yeah.
But it's 16 quid, and it's like come out and been, and everyone's like, oh, this is fixing all of the games because COD's come out and Battlefield tried with
2042. Yeah,
but there's one before that. What was one before that?
Battlefield 6,
4, 5, 4, 5. The one that was like,
no, 5 was fun. 5 was the World War One shooter.
But it was the one where they had the trailer with
Battlefield 1 and then Battlefield 5.
Battlefield 1 was good, but Battlefield 5 people didn't like. Am I saying 5? Is that right?
I think so. 5 was the World War 2
It was the one with the trailer with the woman in the thing with the fucking robot hand.
Oh, that's 2042.
No, it's not, because it was old timey. I think it might be 5. That exactly though.
What?
That's exactly.
Okay, I never saw that.
She had like a prosthetic-y hand that she could use a gun with, and she like the trailer was actually pretty sick.
Okay.
But
in World War II, a prosthetic hand that you can shoot a gun with. Okay.
Yeah, people didn't like it.
Yeah.
I think it was that one. Was it 5? It was 5. It was 5. But it was once the one they did well, 5 they didn't do well. Then 2042 they did atrocious.
Yeah.
So then Bad Blocks came out and we're like, here, we did it. We did it. It took us.
This is what everyone wants.
Yeah. To be fair, it took them like 7 years or some shit. It was 3 guys or 2 guys.
Okay.
But then it launched and the servers worked. Like, you know what I mean? Like the servers worked. People could play the game. Yeah. There was progression built in. Most of the game was fully featured already. There was minimal bugs. That was like it was a game, a full-on game.
Did you ever remember that bug from Battlefield?
Yeah, this one's mixed.
Okay, I enjoyed Battlefield 5. I played it a lot with Joss.
And then 2042 is, I think, still mostly negative.
Yeah.
And then
I think it's fixed-ish now, but not in the way people want.
Yeah, I think it's fixed-ish is a good word.
They brought it back to the starting line.
Yeah. But this is their promotion.
Oh no.
No. So BattleBit, yeah. Where it's literally, I don't know if you've seen the Battlefield 2042 stuff. Like it's literally just
the exact same.
Okay. But it's good because they're taking the piss. But anyway, so some like the big industry. You fix this. The big industry are taking the absolute.
Have some more water. Oh, Happy's looking at it.
The big industry is taking the piss out of us.
100%.
And then people are fixing it.
The glitch from Battlefield 4, where I think if you went into the Chrome session and you went backwards, it expanded your player model.
Oh,
So
right.
there's just this video of a guy that's just absolutely massive, taking up like half of the map.
No,
Because he's
right.
just
No, I've
going
not seen it. I
backwards,
didn't
it's
see
just
that
this
one.
big guy going.
No, I didn't know that.
So funny.
That's cool.
But going back to the point, here's another question: has gaming peaked for you?
Oh, I did think that actually, and I was like, I'm not sure because my tastes have changed as we were talking about as you get older.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all the games they put out a while ago, if like in my head I'm like, this is when they peaked, like 2007.
Yeah.
Like what happened in 2007 where it was all the games ever that are good came out.
Like Halo 3, Mario Galaxy.
Yeah. Yes. It was BioShock, Call of Duty 4, Portal, Super Mario Galaxy, Team Fortress 2, Uncharted Drake's Deception, Halo 3, Assassin's Creed 1, which not exactly great, but definitely started something.
Yeah.
God of War 2, the Orange Box.
God of War 2 came out in 2007?
Yep.
Sure it's not God of War 3?
God of War 1, 2. No.
No.
Definitely two little lines. God of War, Legend of Zelda, Phantom Hourglass. Remember that one?
Yeah. I enjoyed Phantom Hourglass.
I liked it. I liked it. The Simpsons game. Nice.
Oh, yeah, damn.
Yeah, Simpsons game. Lord of the Rings Online.
I always remembered the picture because it
Skate,
had Apu with
Skate
the sitar,
came out.
and it was the sitar hero. And it had like 20 different multicolored buttons going up and down.
No, I didn't know that. And what did I say that I really liked?
Skate 2.
Skate. No, it's just Skate.
Just Skate.
Fucking loved Skate. But yeah, so like a lot of the games in the past where I'm like, this was the peak. This is where shit was amazing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play those games today. Like I'm just not into.
Yeah. I'd play
those
Halo 3 again.
games.
I'd play Galaxy.
Nah. No, probably wouldn't play that. Like
No.
I wouldn't. I just wouldn't waste my time that I like wasting on games that
I just downloaded Prince of Persia. Remember the
First
cell
one?
shaded one?
Oh, the Prince of Persia.
I loved
version.
that game. I was one of the few people that absolutely adored that game. So
I
just
liked
re-downloaded
it.
that to play again.
I didn't adore it. I liked it. But then I was pretty. It was pretty closed off the
For
kind
me,
of game. It felt like
yeah.
very much go
You
forward and just press
Go to the thing.
jump a couple
you
times.
can go to the 4 areas like from the start, which is quite cool.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But one thing for me was it's got a core memory of the last time that I needed to ask my dad for help in a game.
Oh,
Because
nice.
I couldn't tap the buttons fast enough to like fight against like the big bruiser guy, and it goes into a button mashing in a bit. And I actually had to ask my dad to come in and press the buttons for me. I was like, oh. But that was then I remember replaying it again
big
in like
yawn.
2014
Big yawn.
or something like that. And I could do it no bother, and I was like, damn, I had weak thumbs as a child. But in
I
terms
remember
of
not being able to die in that game.
yeah,
Like if you follow the platform challenges, they just
Shit,
picks you back up. Like there's no
and
death.
if
There's
you
no fail
died
state.
to like lost all your health to fighting a dude, you just get zoomed back. You'd get all his health back. You'd get all your health back, and you get to go again.
Yeah, which I guess is kind of how games work.
Yeah.
It was the falling platforming bit. Like there's no consequences for falling.
Yeah.
And then you couldn't turn back.
Although I remember the parkour system being quite intuitive and fun.
I don't remember. I remember it looked
'Cause
cool
you-
animation wise.
yeah, you could run and scribble on the wall, yeah.
and then like grab the thing, did a wee trick on it or something, and then
Yeah.
kept going. Like it was cool.
Yeah.
It didn't really feel much like a
Prince of
challenge
Persia
game.
either.
Yeah. Well, I guess no, because they had parkour. But,
Yeah.
but you just need to be a prince
Yeah.
and do parkour. Like,
Parkour, have a sword, slash it.
yeah. In terms
But
of Prince
it
of
was
Persia.
annoying that every fight was the one boss battle over and over again.
Was it? I don't remember this game as much as you clearly.
So it was like you if you found an enemy on a ledge, you never fought more than one enemy. You find the enemy
Yeah,
on a
you
ledge,
always
the health
fight-
bar goes at the bottom, and it's a one-on-one fighter essentially.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember the. Yeah. I didn't really feel like it.
I think the
Persia game
bosses felt different from each other, but none of the anyone else you fought ever felt different.
Yeah, it felt like it wasn't a complete game.
Yeah,
What was it
I always
getting
went
at
for
though?
the DLC as well, but I never got around to it.
Yeah. What was it getting at? Oh, you getting it?
Oh yeah, because I said has gaming peaked for you?
Oh, and I was like, I don't know, because my taste has changed.
Yeah.
Because no, at the moment I keep finding games that are like absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. Like I can recognize peaks in my gaming. Like, for instance, like you said, 2007. So like the GameCube era, the Xbox 360 era,
You do that.
PlayStation 4 era as well. Like I think I can count like different peaks within maybe like when I first discovered how to play Dark Souls. when I
Oh,
playing
okay,
Halo
right,
3
yeah.
online
Well,
with
then
my
getting a
friends.
submarine and Subnautica
Yeah.
would have been one of my.
Yeah.
For that, when you said stuff like that, I'm like, oh yeah, there's moments where I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. And so
Lego
I can
Star Wars,
recognize
again,
peaks,
that was amazing.
but I don't think there's ever gonna. I don't know if it's ever gonna be the highest peak until I look back at my gaming career.
Oh yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Like there will be a point where it's like I had the most. There will be the last time I had the most fun with a video game.
Yeah.
That will happen at some point.
Yeah.
Don't know when though. Obviously, it could be right before I die, or it could have been in my 50s, and then when I'm 80, I'm like, man, I just none of it.
Never got any better.
It never got any better after this, or it's very much went away from what I wanted.
Yeah,
Everyone's
and
putting
that's
their
the thing,
fucking
when
plugging it into their eyes and shit. It's weird.
It's like people that like music snobs, or like music peaked in the 80s,
Yeah.
or TV film snobs. The horror movies peaked at X point in time. Blah blah blah. Like there will always be people
I
that.
think horror people might have a foot to stand on though. I think horror people might have a foot to stand on. I
mean, no,
haven't
there's
seen a
some-
good
there's-
horror movie.
Oh, the Babadook was terrifying until a certain point.
That sounds like most horror movies though.
Yeah,
It was good until a bit.
yeah.
Until something. Anyway.
yeah, and whereas the B movie classics are like this is all just schmuck. Everyone loved the schmuck from this like horror movie,
Yeah.
But you can't really look back at looking back at it now. How good the horror has gotten like psychologically compared to what it was back then. Everything just feels a bit iffy. So like newer horror movie fans wouldn't be able to go back and watch it and enjoy it for the horror experience.
Yeah, because it's not as scary because
Yeah.
it looks so fake.
Yeah.
A lot of time as well. I guess
Because it used to be like
doesn't matter how good the movie is.
For blood
it
and
doesn't
stuff
matter
like
how well designed like what Castlevania 1 fucking is.
Yeah.
You give it to a kid now and they're like, this could run on my iPhone.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like good.
Case in point, I went round to I was at my at my uncle's yesterday, and he whipped out the PlayStation 2 emulator, the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 Classic,
Oh, okay.
and I was sitting playing on that, and it didn't have analog sticks,
Yeah, the D-pads. Yeah.
and I played Medieval 2, and to rotate the camera, you had to press L2 or R2
Yeah.
to rotate the camera.
Yeah.
To move, and you're moving in a 3D space. This D-pad is not working for me.
Yeah.
And you've got to double tap the button to sprint.
Oh
And
god,
the controls were just, I was like,
There's some innovations we've made and
Yeah.
they work.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they feel
I think that's
yeah.
one thing we have peaked. We were like, no, this is how you control a character
Yeah.
in a 3D space on a controller with analog sticks and shit. Like we've done it. Like
We've done it, yeah.
first person and third person, we've done it.
Yeah, that is full on
We've
sorted.
figured it out.
Because when people try and mess with it, you're like, why mess with the good thing?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when they constantly try to get the right stick to be like your sword slashes in like late 2000 games, like
What games?
Too Human,
You lost me.
Too Human, Never Dead. A lot of wet games that had like guns and swords wanted you to control the sword for some reason with the right stick.
Oh, I don't remember this at all.
So-
I might remember when I play it. Though,
Yeah.
go back and because there's a lot of games I go back and go, why are the controls like this? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Who would do that for this?
Yeah. I think it's going back and playing any shooter where like circle isn't crouch, square isn't reload, aim isn't left, and then shoot with the like. There is
Yeah.
no aim down sights. You know, like in Halo. Like go
Yeah.
back and play old
Time
Halo.
splitters. Yeah.
Time splitters just hip fire.
Yeah, I don't mind the not aiming down sights. That's fine for me. Because like back at the like playing those.
Can you aim down sights now in Halo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not being able to slide
Yeah.
is another one that I'm like, I just expect games to have that now. Like I just expect to be able to sprint and slide,
Yeah.
even if it's not a fundamental mechanic. I just expect that to be a thing. Like go run downstairs and press circle and I'll slide down.
I remember when we were playing Time Splitters when I was a kid, and like some of the enemy I would do like a cartwheel or something like that. I was like, how do I do this?
I remember that. They give the
was-
NPCs a better fucking move than you do. It was, yeah, I think it might be that game that I'm thinking of because I remember very vividly having that exact conversation where I was like, what, there must be a button somewhere.
Yeah, and we pressed all the buttons and we're just sitting
And it wouldn't work,
taking
yeah.
out.
Because there is some games that I couldn't figure out the controls for until like you're halfway through the game and you're like, whoa!
Yeah.
Like that sense of discovery definitely feels like it's gone for me.
Yeah.
Which is normal, I guess. Obviously.
I do kind of miss physical games as well. Like you'd go out, you'd buy a game, and you'd sit and you'd read the.
I don't
the
miss
booklet
it. I
on
enjoyed
the-
it, but I don't
yeah.
miss it.
Mm.
It's one of the things that I think it comes up
The
a lot for people.
conveniences. Yeah.
I just don't think I miss it. Like it's not. Well, I guess convenience might be a factor of it, but I was thinking like when your memories peak. No, sorry, a peak memory. One of them is coming home and looking at the manual
Yeah, while you're on the train.
while I'm
it's
in
like,
while I'm in the car.
Yeah.
Is the one I have in my head. And that's what would occupy you till you go home. Like, I remember that, and I remember the joy of that. But like, would I want to go to a shop and buy a game now? No. No. But it's not even that I think that I've just not thought about it in at least a year. I've not thought, oh, remember those case games? No, I've just completely I've completely forgotten about case games.
I still occasionally
You know?
hop into CEX or game and just to have a browse. Like,
I don't anymore. I did a couple times after the PC,
Yeah.
and then I was like,
there's no point in me doing that.
yeah, I was like, there's nothing to look at. All of the games I don't want to play. Like, you know, because all the console games are relatively games that can come to console, which means the company itself needs a lot of money. So I'm like, I'm not interested in these. Yeah, it's just kind of something I've left behind completely, and I didn't even realize how much until other people go, oh, I love physical copies, and I was like, man, fuck physical copies.
I used to love them in particular, like having the bookcase or the shelves underneath your TV, just like with stacks of games that you could just like go and rummage through.
Yeah,
DVDs as well. I miss for that.
Yeah, I'm not a physical person in terms of like physical stuff. All right, nice. In terms of physical stuff, I've never been a person. Like, I don't have much momentous. Like, they can't see the shelves, but there's shelves here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have much things that are like, oh, this is a memory. I don't want to get rid of my stack of whatever. Yeah. Like, I've just never been.
I've still got my double-sided lightsaber, my batarang, my like tons of wee bits and bobs like that. Some of the like, I've obviously got rid of.
I have some bits and bobs.
Yeah.
But like my whole stack of games, my whole stack of comic books, or whatever. I'm just like, I've stopped reading them. I'm never reading them again. Get rid of them. I'm not very sentimental would be the word. I think I'm not very sentimental of things. Yeah. You know, like, I like having books. Yeah. But that's about it, I think. I'd got rid of my games as quickly as I could.
Yeah, I was pretty much the same. I think I've still got a case, like one of those like desk cases somewhere in my house filled with games.
It is a question of how the fuck people did it in the past. Like, how did they have DVDs, books, CDs, game? No, they wouldn't have. They might have had games. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you are a family in the 90s or the 80s, like, how did you find? How did you have the space for DVDs, CDs? Then your kids would have had consoles, so like they still would have had.
Being claustrophobic.
They still would have had like NHS cartridges and shit. So like, they just, how did you have this much space? But then I thoughts popped in my head. An American house is bigger.
American houses are bigger
on average than ours.
The population was smaller as well.
So they had fields.
Yeah,
they had fields to store all their stuff.
Very well, yeah, cartridges. I think there's still a landfill with the ET cartridges.
ET cartridges in it, yeah. But I think on average, American houses were just bigger.
Yeah.
But that might be perception, where we look at American movies and they all have a fucking garage and shit.
Yeah. No, but like those things still exist. Like, I think there's like zoning issue laws over there where they could like they don't like people building houses on top of one another.
Oh, right, okay.
So like American suburbs are a thing.
Well, yeah,
and the houses are massive, and like, but they stretch on for miles because the country's huge.
Yeah,
like we have little space in our country, so we go up.
Yeah, you gotta stack it.
Yeah,
you gotta stack it. So yeah, maybe that's how they managed that one. But I'm sure our parents still had it. My dad would have stacks of CDs and
100%. Like there's a cupboard in my old room, and and like, it was a wall cupboard that like I never went in because like, I always had stuff in front of it. But one day I decided to have a little nosy through. Tons of vinyls, tons of CDs, tons of cassette tapes and stuff like that. And my dad hated vinyl, and we've never had a vinyl player as long as I can remember. But there was just like,
big long bit of
vinyls. To be fair, vinyls are quite easy, like sideways wise storage, not too bad.
Yeah, they're okay.
The top to bottom bit of a struggle.
Yeah. I think it's maintaining. It's a hobby, like having. Like I have like retro gaming is a hobby. Yeah. Not as much as it is. It's just because I hobby. So like I have a PS2 and I have games for it. Yeah. And I would like to get more games for it, but I'd have to get the games and I'd have to store the games. Then I'd have to make sure the games all go back. I can't do the thing I did as a kid, is just like swap the games around, because when I go back to play the fucking thing after like 2 years, I'm like, where is Battlefront 2? And then, because Dragon Ball Z is in the Battlefront 2 case, so where's Dragon Ball Z? And then you go to Dragon Ball Z, and then and you go there, and it's too much. Because I think maintaining the thing is part of the hobby. Yeah. And I don't want to do that. No. I'd rather just like experience the game for fucking an hour or two every couple months and then turn it off and go
Yeah.
away. So there's a convenience that comes with.
Because you and I had a cracking time playing Urban Rain the other day, like a couple of months back.
Yeah, no, yeah, playing the
just
old
sitting into
games
that
is good.
brilliant.
But yeah, it's a great thing to do. But I would never get like a shelf full of fucking PS2 games. I've seen people have.
Yeah,
But that's a hobby they want to like
yeah.
get into.
You see, like was the Angry Video Game Nerd, and he had just like this huge wall filled with NES cartridges, SNES cartridges, N64. He had consoles on everything. We had like GameCube games running from all the way like on one shelf, and you're just like,
I don't understand that. But I don't understand it with anything.
yeah,
Like comic books, where they have like their comic book room, or
Yeah.
they have the room with the toys, where they're like fucking shelves and shelves of toys.
yeah. But you've never had a collector's mindset.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like,
I'm not a
like,
collector
I don't
either.
get it. I've never understood
Apart
it.
from the Naruto books, I enjoyed having all the
All the book,
and
all
having them
together.
all together, and numbers going up.
I enjoyed it, yeah, because I had it as well, and I got rid of them.
Yeah.
So I was like, I've never understood a collector's mindset where they're like, I want to get as many PS2 games as I can, and then find the copies of each game. Because there's like
Yeah,
2 copies. There's like the PS2 had the one with the silver.
platinum hits.
Yeah, like a weird thing
Right,
like that.
yeah.
So then you'd want the original kind of PS2
Yeah.
one, and then I'm like, what? These guys are weird. And I'm like, obviously they're like, oh, I want a room where I have that stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a gaming room in the future.
I'd live with a girl, so that might be the difference there. I have a girlfriend, but no, I live like she's like, no, we're not giving up a room to have shit in it. And I get that it's a passion of mine, or whatever.
Yeah.
So then things might change, but still, a room is a lot.
Oh yeah,
Like, a room is a big space to give up.
Dedicate a room to games at some point, but it would be everything. It'd be board games, it'd be games consoles, it'd be like everything I could.
I wouldn't do that because I'd play like the board games and shit. I'd play at the table,
Yeah,
in the kitchen or in the living room, and then games would be at PC.
yeah.
Or on the TV in the living room. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've always like, why do you need a room? What do you need a room for?
I'm imagining there's other people that have girlfriends that are like, that console is not in my living room.
Yeah, but I've got an issue with those relationships as well, where I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, go do your shit over there. I'm like, I don't know, guys. If they're like, go away, like maybe not. Like, oh, is your hobby? Yeah, go away in that corner. You get that corner.
Yeah,
Whereas me and I like to integrate our stuff
Into
into
everything,
like everything,
yeah.
right? So we've got the PCs in this room,
Yeah.
but we also have the clothes over
Cat
there.
pult.
Yeah, I got my little catapult up there, which is fantastic. She's got her plants and stuff. So like we've integrated our stuff.
everything
into
into everything.
But
Yeah.
there's many ways to skin a cat. But collecting, never been a fan of it. I never got it. As cool as it would be to go into the room.
Yeah, in particular, it would just be the
To go into the room would be cool and be like, yo, I remember this game, and having a go.
yeah, and to become that granddad as well, where you're just like, come see my gaming room.
Yeah,
and you show off, and the
yeah,
kids
yeah.
are like, we're not into that anymore. We're into steam trains.
Yeah.
That-
Like
that
I said,
hap- that happens
or they
to
plug
me
the video
and-
games in their eyeballs. Like, we don't
Yeah.
know what's happening in the future. Or they just beat up androids.
Also a possibility. Violence will be rife in the future.
Yeah. So, no, I find collecting very strange. Because I think, but yeah, no, I always find it weird. Gamers, I kind of get it. Like, numbers of stuff go up. I want stuff. I want loot. Like, we're all loot goblins at the end of the day, really.
If you would say that indie game had peaked at one point, where do you think it would be?
When it would be, fuck, I don't know. It's probably a year somewhere, or
Yeah.
it's a year-ish somewhere.
Well, probably like
It's not. I just don't think it has yet. We've just, it's just. Oh,
I think solo projects have kind of peaked with Undertale, in my personal opinion.
Well, so Stardew Valley would be another example of.
Stardew Valley, yeah,
Another example of
yeah,
one dude made a thing and it's gone like
absolutely ham.
yeah, and it's very good at what it does.
Yeah.
Same with
Artsy
Undertale.
platformers is probably Limbo.
Yeah.
I know there's tons of artsy platformers.
Yeah, there's tons of artsy
Yeah,
platformers.
but
I don't
a
like
lot
them.
of them aren't very
I like
good, yeah.
Celeste.
I
to be
like
fair.
Limbo. Inside was quite good as
That
well.
sounds weird. I like that. I like that.
I didn't play Celeste. I remember seeing it, and
It was fun. It was fun.
it looks a bit Super Meat Boy-ish.
It's not as quick. It's not as quick
But
as in like
it's
some of
faster
those
than
like
most others,
yeah. Where this one's like a whoo, shoo, shoo, whoo, and then you land, and then you try and do something.
Yeah,
else. It's not as
challenging
quick.
type platformers aren't for me. Like Super Meat Boy, Celeste.
I like them. Wouldn't buy one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff's like music. Like when you hear a song, you're like, I like that song. We just do it. No, but I like it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of games feel like that to me now.
Yeah.
Where it's like, do you like platformers? Yeah, I like them. Would you play them? No, I would never buy one or play
Yeah.
one. But I like them.
It's the same. I get the same feeling from beat 'em ups as I do platformers. Once I get a couple of levels in, it's like I've
I
seen
feel
the
that.
whole of the game.
No, I get that. I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, I'm not a connoisseur of the challenge, so it kind of feels the same after a point.
Yeah, but I also do. I enjoy a good challenge as well, but not that. Like for instance, like the Dark Souls kind of stuff. I enjoy that because it's like it's condensed challenge. You've got to get to the place. You've got to find the right place near it, and then you've got to fight the boss, bash your head against it, and that's the whole game. And I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Stop. But I don't know. I came to indie games quite late, I think. So I don't know. Because at the moment, it's so easy to make a game and put a game. Well, no, hold on. It's not easy to make a game. It's easy to get the tools.
Yeah.
It's easy access to the tools to make a game. But it's not easy to fucking make a game.
No.
Like, it doesn't matter how. Go clean yourself. Go clean yourself. He's got fucking the cat litter stuff on his tail.
Oh no.
Go clean yourself. What was I saying? Yeah, it's really easy to get the tools for video games now.
Yeah.
Like, you can just grab...
Yeah. I remember making games on Scratch.
Fuck off! I
Don't say that. The internet will hate you. Stay.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like indie games at the moment are at the point peaking the moment that it's last something.
Yeah.
Because everyone can make a game if they want to make a game.
Yeah.
You can learn to make a game.
Yeah, and people have done the simplicity. People have done the complexity and everything in between. They've done it for every
like
single
we're in the
genre.
thick of it right now, and I'm really big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I think I remember the first indie game that I properly
Like Kenshi was made by one dude.
Yeah.
Like this, like the thing you were talking about before, like the artsy one-person game that was made, like Undertale and Stardew Valley. Like Kenshi was one game. It's ugly as fuck, but it was fucking. It's so good.
I remember, was it Impossible Game?
We fucking button tapper. Yeah. That game was clever. Yeah, and even like to be fair, was Angry Birds and Flappy Bird and that.
Yeah.
Like taking that one idea and making a game.
Going with it, cut the rope.
Yeah. Then they just feel like Flash games to me, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, Flash games were brilliant.
An evolution of Flash games.
Like Metal Slug.
What?
Metal Slug.
I don't know.
Actually, I think that was like an NES game. SNES game. But it was just...
Hey, good job.
He did it.
He's cleaning himself. Good job, Happy.
But yeah, so it's such a breadth of discovery that they're constantly pushing new boundaries and stuff like that within indie gaming in general.
Oh, yeah. Especially, like we said, as...
Slay the Spire.
Was that...
I don't know. It was not one guy, but like just the fact that they took the card game thing and ran with it.
Yeah, they did. I even liked that game for a while. Same thing, liked it, wouldn't play it, but I liked it. But I think indie games are... They just seem to be where it's at.
I've just downloaded it for the PC so that I can mod it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm excited for
you
that.
can do this.
That too. Chuck
that shit's funny.
Check the stuff as well as the they released a mod that's like a official mod on Steam as well called Downfall,
mod. Cool.
Where you play the bosses going down as opposed to playing the guys going up, and you have the bosses are the characters you play at the end of each thing.
That's cool.
So I'm excited to go there. It's so much fun.
That sounds cool. Yeah, we've not peaked, I don't think, indie game wise. It feels like we're at that moment now where it's like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
What people can achieve if they want to achieve it.
100%, and it's like the genre definitions get vaguer and vaguer to the point that you always need to introduce more ones. Like in music in particular, there's metal, then there's thrash metal, then there's graveyard metal, then there's da-da-da-da-da, and like there's punk, there's pop punk, there's new punk.
It's getting lost. What happened with games? Open world action RPG or whatever.
That's what
which
I mean.
is just every game
at
the moment.
Every game, but like they're defining like roguelikes, then roguelites, then
which is a silly thing. Still, I'm like,
I understand it now.
I get it, but I'm like, shut up. Like I know the difference. Shush. It's a game where you die and you start again. You can go. Yeah. It's fine. Do we need to know the distinction between permanent and not permanent? You know, do we need that? Do we need that? No, no, we don't. Anyway, well,
yeah, no, that was pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
like the fact that the different genres are constantly going to be made. There'll be like a deck building city build. I know there is a deck building city. There'll be like a.
There will be. Yeah. Smashing genres. We're at the point of innovation. Like I said, I think it's because the tools are so available.
Like Rounds, I thought that was a brilliant combination. I want to play that one again.
Rounds is cool. Yeah, we're just such a creativity is that. Well, I think it's a state of the world at the moment. Like with TikTok and Instagram and YouTube shorts and reels and that.
Yeah.
Like you can just be
Media's
super
just-
fucking creative and go viral.
Yeah.
You can with games. It's a lot more work, but the idea is still the same. You could put out a game, and it could be anything you think of,
Yeah.
and if you want to get it done, you can get it done. You can just learn the skills, and then you can put it out, and then a shit ton of people can see it.
Yeah.
Which just wasn't a thing before.
Yeah. 100%.
Which is where I'm
People
like,
with good
that's-
ideas were like getting buried back in the day. Like,
yeah. So now people who are really creative, they also have to be like super, I guess, tenacious to get a game out. Like it's fucking wild getting a game. Like there's sound, level design, normal programming in general, then knowing how to use the software. Then how do you actually distribute that software once you've made the thing? And then as the voice acting, then you need the art. Then you like there's so much that goes into the game. So many disciplines. Like unless you fucking count like the Great Wall of China, or whatever. It was like one of the hardest things you can make. I think is a video game. Unless you talk about like the Vatican and China, the Great Wall of China. I feel like fighter jets probably hard to make too. But in terms of like the amount of disciplines that have to come together and then communicate and speak to each other, and then getting a thing finished is so fucking difficult.
Yeah.
In anything. So now trying to get 5 different artists to get a thing finished. Jesus Christ, I imagine it. That's right. Then you scale it up to like 50 to 100, 500 people, all artists trying to get something finished. And then there's also businessmen trying to tell them to fucking hurry up. Fucking disaster. No wonder. I don't even know how games get finished. Like in general, like some of them.
And because it's quite interesting. Like, What Culture put up a video and it was like 10 games you didn't know were being made that got cancelled. Because like they had one of the things was Battlefield Mobile. Like they're planning on putting out a Battlefield Mobile game.
Oh, like COD
free to
Mobile.
play. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they're like, 2042 was such a disaster. We need to break everything and
We need to fix this.
we need to either fix this or start create a new game that's going to be better.
Yeah.
But they're not going to give the development cycle enough time. It's going to fall apart.
Yeah.
They're in a bit of a bad look, those ones.
Yeah. Who are they again?
I think they're EA.
Makes sense. Something went wrong, and it was a horrible choice, very disconnected from the audience. Probably EA. I do not know who it was. I think it's EA. You're right. Yeah, they fucking suck at the moment.
Was it?
They had a extraction thing that I was sort of paying attention to.
Oh, Rainbow Siege Extraction? No, that's Ubisoft.
No, the Battlefield. It had EA Dice. That's what it is. Yeah. No, they had like an extraction shooter thing where you'd like drop in as team of 3, find the thing, get the thing, and extract with the thing. But it was Battlefield 2042.
Ah, okay.
And I was like, I'll keep an eye on that, but I don't.
I think that got cancelled
Not
as
keep
well.
an eye on it. No, it was in. I think it was in.
Oh, it was in.
I was
Okay.
like, I was gonna take a look at it, but there is a point where I'm like, £5. I'm like, that's a bit much. You know? Like,
Yeah.
Same with Avengers, where I look at it and go, it's a bit expensive.
Yeah.
But it's free at the moment because on
is it still free? Oh, wait, yeah.
Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still like, that's a steep
big
price.
expensive.
That's a steep price. Because then I'm like, how
There's
much is
no
it? I'm
time.
like 50 gigabytes? That's a lot of space.
Space as well.
like, you're like, don't have the time to even play it. Like, I don't. Like, there's always a price that I need to pay, and I don't think it's worth it.
No.
Whether that be space, time, or money.
When it's all 3.
I'm like,
Oh,
whoa.
Nelly.
I've been thinking about it. No sale is saley enough.
Yeah. I'm still going to check. I want to check out Suicide Squad, even if it is a total shambles.
Oh, the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. It does look like it's going to be fucking shambles, doesn't it? It's a
It looks
weird
depressingly so.
game. Yeah, it's just a weird choice. Again.
Why would you waste Rocksteady like that?
Yeah, but why? I don't know what's going on with these people making weird choices about video games recently. Like Suicide Squad. Well, I guess it's hard to, when you're the person making the decision, nothing feels like a sure thing.
Yeah.
Even if you have got the sure thing.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you're like, surely not, right? So like, obviously Gollum would be the example. Like, should we make a game about Aragorn, or should we make a game about Gollum? And it's like, surely you'd go, this is the right thing to do. No one wants this.
Yeah.
But Suicide Squad, I think, is in that bit where like Harley Quinn's super popular.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad movie wasn't a complete flop.
Yeah.
People enjoyed it. I think it was really good, actually.
It was brilliant.
I think it got lost at the very end.
Yeah.
Apart from that, like it was a good movie. It was good, especially compared to the other one.
Yeah.
So like Suicide, and then Bad Guys are in at the moment. Just kind of in general.
Yeah.
Like, so they're always kind of in. So it's like, it seems like a safer bet, but at the same time,
But
I'm like,
I don't mind them doing the Suicide Squad game if it didn't look like it does.
but then that's where I was going.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, what kind of game should it be? And then it's like, well, we should maybe make it a looter shooter live service thing. And it's like, ooh, maybe not.
Bad idea.
Bad idea. I think
a co-op shooter, fantastic. Like the idea of that sounds like,
yeah.
If they were all distinctly different, it could be brilliant. But now they don't look that way.
Which is why I think I just watched it and I was like, they should be superheroes.
Yeah,
they should be.
Saying,
they should be the superheroes. Like when Harley Quinn was like, she had a drone though, and she was like shooting off the drone. I was like, just
make that Batman or Nightwing or
something. Yeah. Like I think you just play Justice League. There was a point where Captain Boomerang was like teleporting around the place.
Yeah. Like Flash style, sprinting up the walls and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then
just
someone was flying, and then someone was jumping like I remember the Hulk a bit too much. King Shark was like jumping and then flying. And I'm like, this could be Superman. He could fly and just do big jumps instead. Like I don't fucking care. But the idea of like these people rushing around and doing stuff with cool superpowers, like Green Lantern, Wonder Woman,
the Flash,
Martian Manhunter. No, hold on, Martian Manhunter and Superman. They would all move very similarly.
Yeah.
In a game.
Yeah.
It's like, why wouldn't we play them? like why? Do you know what I mean?
I understand from a story writing perspective that the idea of killing the Justice League
is very cool.
It's an interesting.
Very cool.
Story wise, I'm very curious about what they do, and it's Rocksteady, so they're going to write a good story. Like regardless of any gameplay issues in any of
I don't know if that's true. They're gonna.
Sorry.
I think they can.
Yeah, they're more likely to write a good story than most of the other.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. I'll get behind that.
So, like for instance, like all of the Arkham series,
they're good. Yeah.
Apart from Origins, it was great story wise.
Yeah. I think Knight was the only one that was like.
Story wise, it's it was a little bit less so, but it was still there was
very much
great bits.
It was Those are some very much. It was it 1 and 2 were good. They were just good stories, and then 3 was like, oh, this is just Under the Red Hood, except a little different.
Yeah, a little different, and they ruined Scarecrow a wee bit, but.
Do you know what I mean? So I was like, Knight's the one that's like, okay.
Yeah.
But 1 and 2, I do agree. They're good. They can write a story.
Yeah.
And there's some really good bits in Knight. So I think their dialogue and
like the whole Oracle bit with the
phenomenal. Their dialogue and all that shit would be really good in.
Yeah, and they clearly have a
Rockstar.
love for the
Suicide Squad.
They have a
DC.
love for DC in general, so they're gonna. That's the thing. I think the story could be really good, but the gameplay might be fighting against that.
I think so. Like no one. Stories suffer when you put 2 players in a room.
Yeah.
like The Forest. You never played The Forest?
No. Wait, yes,
it's a horror.
Yeah, the horror survival one. Yeah. And then
Did you
there's
play
Sons of the Forest. I played a wee bit of it. Yeah.
You play on your own?
No, I played it with someone. It still had some harrowing bits.
But I was about to say, how not scary is it compared to if you're on your own? You're like, oh my god, I'm scared.
Yeah.
But then there's something different when you play with a guy and they're crouch walking everywhere and doing like you know what I mean?
No, I was always running away on my own, going into a cave, and then I'm like, fuck,
but
come help me.
It takes away a lot of the horror when you're playing with someone else.
Yeah, horror in general like suffers a wee bit from it, but
well, I mean, solitariness is a good.
Think of like
is a good kind of thing for horror.
Yeah, but think versus horror 100%. Although me and Lewis are playing through Amnesia: The Bunker, and because I've got someone else, I can't play horror games alone. I like anytime I try to, I will pause, sit there for half an hour, and then I'm like, no. So like, if I've got someone there, I will still be terrified. Lewis can't play the games at all, so like he's like, here, you have the controller, I'm going to sit and watch and we're going to make decisions together. And like, that's a great idea. Fantastic. I'm absolutely here for that. But it's fucking harrowing still. Like,
I'm not talking about playing.
But like, if you're playing with someone,
If you're in the game together,
story wise, you can do a good enough story with 2 players, like A Way Out and It Takes Two.
I like It Takes Two. A Way Out, I wasn't the biggest fan of.
Yeah, stories wasn't, but it was.
I'll give you. It Takes Two was fun.
Yeah.
It Takes Two was good.
But that was the thing. You lean into the comedy aspect if you're going to have multiplayer. Like when they tried to do Dead Space 3. I like the idea of what they were doing with the story there.
I didn't play
Dead
Space 2 or 3.
I played 1. I didn't finish 2. But the idea of in Dead Space 3, the second player is having hallucinations and shit. So as a concept, I think that could work well in a horror game. It's like, wait, did you see that? What's that? And then the other player's like, what are you talking about? There's nothing. That could be interestingly well implemented.
Yeah, cool.
But
I think you can. There's amazing stuff you can do with co-op in that. But then once you bring
Yeah.
4 people into a thing and try and
You're
going
gonna
to
need to
all
lean
pay
into the
attention.
comedy side. Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, just try and get them all to pay attention and not talk over each other and pay attention to the story. Like that's just really difficult.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. In a
Why am I
game.
not shooting something right now? Let's get the cutscene. No, I want to watch the cutscene. Yeah.
And then they're talking over and over. It's very difficult. I think it's just be very difficult.
Yeah.
So you kind of lean into it because I hate cutscenes in games. I'm not here for a story. I'm here to play a game. If I want to, I watch a movie.
Yeah.
If I want to hear a story, or rather that I'll read a book. Like I'm here to.
If the
play...
story's happening in the game while you're playing, fabulous.
Yeah. But I'm here to play a game or create a story. That's a new thing. It's very new development for me. No, it's not. It's not very new. It's just where I've gone.
Yeah, we used to skip all the cutscenes back in the PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah, and then
and then you're like, wait, why am I here?
Yeah, why am I here? How did this happen? But now, and then I went through a phase of actually. But then if I'm playing a story game, I'll pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And so I'll watch cutscenes and stuff like that.
And you'll like the cutscenes for like anything with a cool fight in the cutscene. Like I remember you showing me the Devil May Cry 4.
Well,
the intro cutscene for that several times. You're like, what? This is amazing.
I saw those cutscenes before I played the game. Actually,
okay.
just exploring the internet as a young boy. I found fight scenes. Obviously, so I ended up on.
Yeah,
the algorithm was working back in the day.
Yeah, because there's the
like
stick fights. I remember watching so many stick
I watched
fights.
so many of those bloody fight scenes.
But on that note, that's all that we have time for here today. Thank you very much for joining us, people. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the crazy business. Do you think gaming has peaked? Please let us know. We'd be happy to hear your information. Other than that, that's us. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.